Over to Singapore next, where the Shangri-La Security Forum is taking place. In a speech this morning, US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth warned that the threat from China was real and that Beijing is simply rehearsing its takeover of Taiwan. He's pushing Asian countries to boost their military spending to increase regional deterrence, and he pledged to increase US presence in the Indo-Pacific. Let's hear from Pete Hegseth.
It has to be clear to all that Beijing is credibly preparing to potentially use military force to alter the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific. We know, it's public, that Xi has ordered his military to be capable of invading Taiwan by 2027. The PLA is building the military needed to do it, training for it every day, and rehearsing for the real deal.
Hegseth also shed some light on what the Trump administration's policy is in the Indo-Pacific. Our correspondent, Patrick Fook, in Singapore, was at the Shangri-La Forum.
Pete Hegseth's address here has been highly anticipated. He is the highest level Trump administration official to touch on the topic since Trump returned to office, and his message was clear that the U.S. is here to stay. It's an important message at a time when there have been concerns and questions about Washington's level of commitment in the Indo-Pacific. He also said that America would not be pushed out of the Indo-Pacific by China and that it was core to American interests. But he said there's no reason to sugarcoat it. The China threat is real and that it could be imminent. Now, that was notable because this is really a departure from what we've heard from previous administrations in the U.S. that have said that conflict with China is neither imminent nor inevitable. So this was really a bit of an indication of what Trump's policy on the Indo-Pacific is exactly, and that is something that countries were looking at to try and find out more about from his speech. It will have been a concern to countries here as well. He asked Asian nations to ramp up defense spending. He said that in order to deter war, countries needed to prepare for it. Again, this will have been a concern because, if anything, countries here are looking for the U.S. and China to de-escalate tensions. This was an indication, perhaps, that the U.S. saw the potential for heightening tensions between the two sides. Now, another thing that's been a big talking point here over the last few days is the absence of the Chinese Defense Minister, Dong Jun. China didn't give any reason for it, but this is something that the Americans have tried to exploit. In his address, Pete Hegseth said that we are here and there is another country that is not. So that is if to say that the U.S. is here, it is listening, it is ready to participate. But to what extent that resonated with defense leaders here is hard to say.